Hello, welcome into your space for your countdown to the Winter Solstice. This morning would have marked Advent, where children might be opening their calendars, or adults too, embracing that inner child, counting down the days to what has become Christmas, but certainly in times past has been the counting down of the time towards the end of the year to when the sun is at its lowest point, when the land is dying back, and we start to go in. We get cozier and we get reflective on the seasons that have passed, the seeds we set intentions for before the beginning of this year, the work we did to grow those seeds, and the harvest that we enjoyed, abundant, more or less than we dreamed. So this is a sacred time to really come back to that practice, with so many of us really struggling with the routines that we've come to expect. So if you've got your cup and you're sat down for a moment, just to give yourself this time and start your reflection process, start to look into where you are and what you want. This is where it starts. There are keys to manifesting the best life that you are here for. And just take a minute with that. There's no one size fits everybody. And over the last few years, I've been using human design and cacao to facilitate the changes that I would like to be. These are things I'd like for everybody, to lead a life of joy and alignment, where your brain is not fighting with your heart, where your soul doesn't feel torn between where to be. And human design has given me a great guide, like a template, almost like a roadmap, to really knowing myself. And as I really got to know myself, I got really curious about my loved ones around me. When we clashed, why did we clash? Were there deeper reasons for this? Were there things that I was missing? And on a really deep level, I felt that was probably true, that there was something I was missing, something I hadn't quite understood. If you look at your own chart, your own body graph, you'll see a picture of the skin outside the body that we're used to looking at, the outline, the shape. And what's happening inside is that energetic flow. And it's unique to every one of us, as unique as a fingerprint or your DNA. even when you're twins. And if you need to know about that, I can explain it a bit more later. That body graph is a map to knowing yourself and starts with your centres. You'll see the 9 centres of where energy flows through the vehicle that is your body. These centres are shapes. The square right at the root. And the diamonds in different shapes at your sides and at your head. The smaller diamond to the right of the bigger diamond as you're looking at your chart. These are your centres, and these 9 centres all have functions. And over the 21 days, we're going to look at this body graph, help you understand what types are, what the functions of these centres are, what the black lines and the red lines mean, what's a gate and what's a channel. I do understand that you can look at a chart like this and wonder what on earth it means, but by simply lifting that veil, which will start today, you can get a deeper understanding of who you're naturally here to be by looking at just how energy works with you. Now, you are energy, pure energy, surrounded by energy. The people that you choose to have around you, the places that you are, the workplaces we attend. So to start with today, we're going to look at those centres, those shapes. If they're white on your chart, we call these open or defined. And that means that in this area, you take in and amplify energy. So wherever you have a white centre, you're taking in the energy that is around you. You are open. You do not produce your own consistent, reliable energy in these areas. Which is the complete opposite to the centres that are coloured in. No matter what colour they are, these centres that are coloured are your energy, something produced by you that is consistent and readily available to you. The numbers on those centres are called gates. There are 64 of them, and they all have different functions. The lines between the numbers are channels. If these are white without colour, you also take in and amplify energy in those areas of your chart. If they're coloured in, you have energy available to you consistently in these areas. Now, if they're coloured in black, you're conscious of this energy. This is something that when you discover it, when you work with the gate, you recognize this about yourself. You know this. The red areas are often how other people see us that we aren't necessarily conscious of. So it can be really useful to know what energy you're putting out there that you might not be aware of. It's also really useful to know what energy is yours and what maybe someone else's or something else's. Environments bring energy because everything is energy. So just take a moment now whilst you're doing something you would ordinarily do. Having a drink, sitting down. It's the easiest way to integrate something new is by combining it with something that you already do. And taking the time just to sit with your chart for a minute, having a little look at this picture of you, starting to see yourself as energy, what you bring and what you receive. And when you're finished taking this time, maybe when you've finished your drink, just making the next 21 days a practice of coming in to really know yourself, using this template as a bit of an understanding. Over the next 21 days, you'll receive information that may not be your type, or may not be your channel, or may not be your center. But it may well resonate, and you may recognize what's coming in from around you. Working with this chart with my close family has been really illuminating in aiding clear and compassionate communication with each other, which in turn is allowing us to lead an incredible life. So congratulations on starting your journey here. If you've got any questions about your body graph, if you've got anything that comes up for you during this period, please feel free to share it in this group. If it feels too personal and you'd like to reach out, then message me. But I welcome you very much to this journey. Sending you lots of love for your day. I'll see you for day 2.